Hello everyone. In this lesson, we want to talk about two different body systems. We want to talk about the circulatory system and the respiratory system. In this video, we want to focus on the circulatory system in general. Before we start, I want you to make this table. Look at this table. It's called a KWL chart. K, which means what I know. What do you know about the circulatory system and respiratory system? I want you to fill this column here. Then I want you to write W column, what I wonder. Okay. The third column, I want you, by the end of this lesson, I want you to tell me what I learned. What did you learn from this lesson? And after we finish the circulatory system and respiratory system, you have to send me this table. Okay? Also, to start our lesson, I want you to look at page 29. You have 4 statements. For these 4 statements, it shows you have questions, true or false question. The first one, we want to solve them now, to think about them and solve them. Okay? So, the first one, air is carried through blood vessels. Do you agree with this statement? Is the air, all the air around you, is when you breathe it, it will be carried by blood vessels? For sure, no. It's false. What is the thing that is carried? The oxygen, carbon dioxide, right? The second statement, the cardiovascular system does not interact with any other body system. Yani the cardiovascular system, it works alone without any interact with any body system. Do you agree with this? For sure, false. The third one, the respiratory system gets rid of carbon dioxide from the body. Does it help to get rid of carbon dioxide? Yeah, it's true. The last one, smoking cigarettes can lead to lung diseases. Do you think cigarettes are good or bad? For sure they are bad, so this statement is correct. Okay? So this is about these questions. Now we want to talk about the circulatory system. Now we want to know what is the circulatory system. The circulatory system, actually, if we want to talk about the circulatory system, the first thing that comes to your mind, the blood, heart, and the blood vessels. But actually, this is not the full answer. To know the full answer, we want to know what is the other part of the circulatory system. Let's look at this slide. The first thing they mention, the circulatory system includes both, listen, cardiovascular system, okay, and lymphatic system. So they are 2 in 1. You have something that's called the cardiovascular system and lymphatic system. Both systems moves around a fluid around the body and protect it from diseases. Let's look at them to understand this. Look at this one here. Look at this model here. This is the skeletal system. I want to remove the skeletal system. I want to show you the cardiovascular system. Look at the cardiovascular system. This is the cardiovascular system. I'll remove the skeletal. The skeleton here, I'll remove the bones. Look. So, look. What are the components of the cardiovascular system? As you see, the heart, if you look, this is the heart. And these are what? Blood vessels, the blue one. And the red one, okay, look at the red. So these are blood vessels. So the heart, blood vessels. What is inside the blood vessels? The blood. So this is the cardiovascular system. It's not alone. It's not the only circulatory system. I said there are 2. Let's look at the other one. I'll show you the other one. I'll remove the I'll put the skeleton again. I'll remove the blood vessels. Look, I'll show you now the lymphatic system. Look at the lymphatic system. I'll remove the skeleton to see it. If you look here, this green thing, I don't know if it's clear for you. These green vessels, you have these also nodes. Look, these and these vessels. Can you see the vessels? This here, this one here, we will talk about each part. This one, all of these are the lymphatic system. So both, this is the lymphatic system, okay? And this one, I'll add now the cardiovascular system. These two together are what? Are the circulatory system. What are the similarities between these two? As you see, these two, they have vessels. Both of them, they have vessels. Actually, I'll give you another thing. These two, or both of these systems, are part of our body defenses against bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. So these two together, they help us to protect. They help to protect our body from bacteria, pathogens, viruses. Okay, so in general, both systems work together, closely together, to move fluids around your body and protect it from diseases. So the circulatory system, it helps what? To make the fluid move through your body, okay, for both. But you have to know when these fluids are moving. For example, the blood, I'll talk about the blood mainly now. So it helps to deliver what? To deliver the nutrients for the cells, oxygens, and carrying waste away from the cells, for example. Now, we will talk about these two systems, okay, each one alone, to know the difference between the cardiovascular system and the circulatory, the lymphatic system. Let's first talk about the cardiovascular system. Now, the first thing, the cardiovascular system, the part of the cardiovascular system, the heart, the main organ, then the vessels, these arteries and veins, okay? Also what? The blood inside these vessels. So this is the cardiovascular system. What is inside these vessels? These vessels, they have inside them blood. What is the blood? Blood is a fluid that carries gases, nutrients, waste through the body. So this is very important. Again, a blood carries gases, nutrients, and waste through the body. I'll show you now here. So the blood, look, is a fluid, carries gases, nutrients, and waste through the body. Also, the other thing, the cardiovascular system is a closed loop system. Look here. So the blood is moving through these vessels, and these vessels are closed. The blood cannot get away from the vessels, cannot leave the vessels. But occasionally blood does leave the system. How? Such as when someone is cut or gives blood. Okay? So this one very important. So it's a closed loop, it's a closed system. So here also the blood, while it's moving through the blood vessels, okay, it will help to keep the body temperature stable. So it warms the body. So this will help to keep homeostasis. The other thing, the blood, they contain white blood cells. We will talk about it later in more details, but it helps to defend the body from pathogens. Okay? The other thing, the last thing that I want to tell you about, the blood maintain homeostasis by transporting hormones. You remember in the first lesson we were talking about the endocrine system that send the chemical messages through the blood, so to help to keep what homeostasis. The blood maintains homeostasis by transporting hormones, nutrients, and oxygen to cell, and by carrying waste away from the cell. So these are to help also to keep homeostasis. This is the main function for the cardiovascular system. So this is all about in general now, okay, in general about the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system again, which includes the heart, blood, and blood vessels, and we talked about the blood and how it maintains the homeostasis for the body. Let's move now talk about the lymphatic system. Now I'll remove the cardiovascular system. I'll put the lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system, actually, as you see, make it now more clear. So look at it. Lymphatic system, it contains vessels. Okay, so these are vessels. Also these are where some organs and tissues. So lymphatic system is a group of organs. Look here, look at this one, and look at this one here. Okay, so the lymphatic system is a group of organs and tissues that collect the fluid that leaks from blood and returns to the blood. So any fluid that leaks from the blood vessels, the blood capillaries, they will be collected by what? By the lymphatic system, and the lymphatic system will send it again to the blood. Okay, so the leaked fluid again is called what? Is called lymph. I want to show you here. The lymphatic system is not a closed system. It's not like the cardiovascular system, because the lymph, it can leave the the lymphatic system vessels. Okay, the lymphatic system also, it's a part of body defenses against diseases. Okay, so this one also, it's similar to the cardiovascular system. Certain lymph vessel, okay, in the abdomen, I want to add here to show you. Just hold on. I'll make it up and bigger to zoom here. Let's look at the abdomen here. So this area here in the abdomen. No, this is the vertebrate, but here I'll remove this one. So here in the abdomen, certain lymph vessels in the abdomen move fats from the intestine and into the blood. Look, if I add, so in this area here, okay, some lymph vessels in the abdomen, what do they do? Move fats from the intestine. You know the intestine. I'll show you the intestine. Just hold on. I'll show you the intestine. So these are the intestines, small intestines, as you see here. Okay, so these blood vessels, they move fat from the intestine and into the blood. Okay, from the intestine and into the blood. So this note very important about the the lymphatic vessels. Okay, I want to ask you a question. First, as you know, one role of the lymphatic system is to defend the body, as we mentioned, against pathogens. What is the name of body system that is primarily responsible for protecting the body from diseases? What is it? Exactly, it's the immune system. Okay? Then I'll ask you another question now. We have mentioned the lymphatic system is an open system. By contrast, the cardiovascular system is closed system. What does the phrase closed system mean as it relates to the cardiovascular system? What did we say about this? Think about it. Exactly. The system is closed because blood is unable to leave the network of blood vessels that transport it throughout the body. But we said occasionally the blood leaves the system if someone is cut or gives blood. Okay, so this is in general about what the cardiovascular, the circulatory system. So the circulatory system, it helps what to deliver nutrients, oxygen, and for the cells, for example, or remove waste from the from the cells. But mainly this one for which part of the circulatory system? For the cardiovascular system. Okay, but the lymphatic system, it's a group of organs and tissue that collect the fluid that leaks from blood and returns it to the blood. Okay, so these points about the lymphatic system are important. You have to know them, you have to write them. What is the lymph? Is the leaked fluid. Okay, lymphatic system is an open, we have mentioned that it can move in and out of blood vessels. So these are important. If you have any question about these two systems together, please send me your questions. Thank you for listening.